Well, the history of 1490 Enterprises was a community center. It was developed by my father, who was the founder. It's called 1490 Enterprises, and it was built to give more services in the community so people wouldn't have to go outside the community for necessary services. Whether it was the Red Cross, whether Congressman Quinn's office was here, there was an M&T Bank here. We catered to senior citizens so they would have activities and feed them and do so many things with our senior population, which we still do as now to date. We also had many agencies. NAACP office was here, Red Cross was here, American Heart, the Cancer Society, many agencies. We also had a health clinic here at one time, so it's been transformed many times, and so it was a huge factor in our community. And many community events at night were hosted, even political parties, and lots of the who's have been here. So we've had so many events here that I couldn't even count. Well, I'll tell you a little bit about my dad back in the day. He was a businessman first, which I respected and appreciate the most of what he's done. And as a businessman, he owns several businesses, a liquor store, a fish market, a grocery store, many businesses. And then as he developed in his business, he developed many friends, and people relied on him to bring goods and services to the community. And being the community person that he was, he developed this enterprise called 1490 Enterprises, which is a community center for everyone.
Mr. Bellamy, what do you plan on doing with this grant here at 1490 Jefferson?
Don, we plan to continue to make the capital improvements for 1490 and still try to bring in as many services as we can in the community and provide jobs if we can in the community for people in the community and things along those lines.
Well, I tell you, this was a former liquor company. And the liquor company that actually sponsored you, because I was just looking at and they donated this building to him for $1. This was a warehouse. This was a liquor warehouse, and they donated to my father nonprofit for $1 because they were moving on to the suburbs. My father was a commissioner of civil service. He was a councilman at large. He was commissioner on the Judicial Conduct Committee for the state of New York. He was on the Peace Bridge Authority, a commissioner there. And I believe that he was a delegate for President Carter at the time, and many things in politics and the Democratic Party. Well, as I was just telling you, as my father did so many community things, and he was such an intricate part of the community, a mover and shaker per se, that many of his friends and supporters felt that he should have a testimonial dinner. So they gave him a testimonial dinner 51 years ago, and just to talk about all the great things he was doing. And he was so elated of receiving this testimonial dinner and award, he felt that other people needed to receive awards as well. You know, there are many people who are doing things in the community that were not being recognized, but he felt that this is an avenue for other people to be recognized, and also for the majority community to look at us differently as well. Well, I got to tell you, it's not only myself, my sisters as well have worked hard with me to keep the legacy, but it's not. A lot of people say my father's legacy, but it's Buffalo's history. It's Black history in Buffalo. So it was important for Buffalo to continue this and to have something like this, an avenue or platform to continue to showcase all the great things of African Americans, what they were doing. Because, you know, still even today when we're having these dinners, so many people are doing so tremendous things, but they never get recognized, and you never know what they do, and the impact on so many lives that it has, that not only is a legacy for my father, but it's a legacy for Buffalo. It's American history. Well, the significance is to archive all the important achievers over the last 50 years and to showcase all the different careers and objectives and all the things that people are doing so people can come in and witness and see all the achievers from years past and where they are then, where they are now, the inspiring stories that took them to get there. There was a pathway for all of us to get to where we are, and it's all different interesting stories and so many ways that you can enhance their career. And so hopefully this be a hub for children, for youth, and for people to see, you know, what career would I like to be? And I know my grandmother was an achiever. What did she actually do? And maybe I can be an achiever just like my grandmother or my uncle or whatever the case may be. Today the building is called Bellamy Commons, which I named after our family name, and it has 30 apartments, and it has this Black Achievers Museum right here as well. Yeah, I have a multi-purpose room in there. We have actually probably about 3 rooms, or 2 big rooms. One, this is a display where we have the digital touch tone screens where you can pull up an achiever from years past and see what their bio and see their picture and learn about history in Buffalo and what they have done. The other room is a multi-purpose room where we do our filming, we do our youth academy, we do little functions. We haven't been able to start as much as we like to, but we will be in the future as we all been set back a little bit. I welcome you to come visit Buffalo, visit the Buffalo Black Achievers. Not only of its Black history, it's American history. And we should get to know our history and what the movers and shakers in Buffalo are doing and show some of the positive stories, because, I mean, we sure have a lot of negative in our history, but there's so much more positive and so much more growth and so many things that we can do in the future if we learn from our history. So we have some history makers here and learn so we can continue the legacy of Buffalo and Herbert L. Bellamy Sr. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to say this, and of course Doug doesn't know what's about to happen, but he has been an intricate part of Buffalo Black Achievers and doing a lot of filming over the years. And he was such an intricate part, we made him part of our advisory committee when we built this museum. So I cannot have him do a video on me without surprising him and doing some things about him. So I have my little bag here. And since he has been traveling, he never got a chance to get his advisory board jacket.
All right, I like that.
And this is his. I finally get to give it to him. So this is Doug Ruffin receiving his advisory board. He's in our museum.
Good.
He's been an intricate part for Buffalo Black history for a long time. He was telling history about Buffalo before nobody was. I had all kinds of history. Yeah. He is a history buff. So this is not only celebrated for Buffalo Black Achievers, but it's also celebrated for Doug Ruffin, who is a former Black Achiever from 2012.
Right.
So people would be able to look at Doug Ruffin from 2012 from years to come, and he's cemented in history in the Buffalo Black Achievers Museum.
All right.
Thank you, Doug Ruffin, for your contributions to Buffalo, to Black Achievers, and to America. Thank you.
I will. This is the logo got the name right there on it. So I like to thank her belt. Oh, okay.
And this is a T-shirt that we gave out along with our program, and he's going to get some other goodies, but just wanted to let you guys know that he's been an intricate part of it, and I had to surprise him. I almost forgot, but I had to surprise him and get him on camera and do this. So
absolutely.
Thank you, Mr. Ruffin.
All right, thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate you.